You walk through those massive sliding doors, grab a cart the size of a small car, and a feeling washes over you. It's the magic of Costco. Today, we're talking about a different kind of scam. The kind where the deal looks incredible, but the hidden costs, in wasted food, in your valuable time, in damaged electronics, or in rapidly declining quality, end up costing you far more than you ever thought you were saving. We are pulling back the curtain on 10 of the most popular Costco deals that are poised to be absolute traps in 2025. Kirkland Signature Ibuprofen. Let's start with a deal that preys on our desire to be prepared. The giant bottles of Kirkland Signature Ibuprofen and the massive containers of bulk spices. You see the numbers and your brain lights up. A 1,000-count bottle of Kirkland Ibuprofen for just $12.99. That's a little over 1 cent per tablet. It feels like you'll never have to buy pain reliever again. Next to it, a 10-ounce jar of Kirkland crushed red pepper is priced at $4.79, which works out to about 48 cents an ounce, while the same product at Walmart costs 82 cents an ounce. The per unit price is the bait, and it is incredibly tempting. But here's the catch: they don't print on the label, the ticking clock of shelf life. Ground spices are not immortal. They get their flavor from volatile essential oils that begin to break down the moment they are ground. Experts say that ground spices lose their potency and flavor in as little as 1 to 3 years. That enormous container of paprika or cinnamon you bought will likely turn into flavorless, colored dust long before a typical family can ever hope to finish it. The same principle applies to those over-the-counter medications. Since 1979, the Food and Drug Administration has required an expiration date on all medicines. While taking an expired ibuprofen tablet is unlikely to harm you, the primary risk is that it simply won't work as well. Its potency degrades over time. A 1,000-tablet bottle is a truly absurd quantity for a normal household. You are virtually guaranteed to be left with hundreds of less effective pills when you eventually need them. The real scam here is how Costco manipulates our perception of value. We're trained to look at the price per unit and see a bargain. But that calculation only works if you use 100% of the product. The effective cost is the price you paid divided by what you actually use before it degrades. If you only use 300 of those 1,000 ibuprofen tablets before they expire, your effective cost per tablet skyrockets from about a penny to over 4 cents. If you throw out half of that giant container of paprika because it tastes like chalk, the effective price per ounce doubles, making it more expensive than the smaller jar you could have bought at the grocery store. The deal is an illusion built on the false assumption of total consumption. The television and electronics section. You see a wall of massive, beautiful 4K TVs from big names like LG and Samsung, often bundled with an extended warranty, at a price that seems too good to be true. And that's because you can't prove whether it's true or not. These manufacturers create special, warehouse-exclusive models with unique model numbers you won't find anywhere else. A Best Buy employee might even tell you flat out that the Costco versions are lower quality. The primary reason for this is to completely block you from price matching. You can't compare the price of the LG OLED Model C456 at Costco to the Model C455 at Best Buy because, officially, they are not the same product. This makes a direct, apples-to-apples comparison impossible for the average shopper. The differences can be subtle but critical. While occasionally a Costco model might have a minor upgrade like a better Wi-Fi chip, former retail employees and savvy shoppers have reported that they can also be stripped-down versions with cheaper internal components, older processors, fewer HDMI ports, or a less functional remote. The only way to know for sure is to spend hours doing expert-level research on technical review sites like Artings.com, a step most impulse buyers will never take. This isn't about selling you a good deal, it's about creating an information vacuum. A well-informed consumer makes decisions by comparing identical products across different stores. By creating unique model numbers, Costco and the manufacturers deliberately shatter this fundamental principle of a competitive market. They shift the power dynamic entirely. You are no longer comparing a known product based on price. You're being asked to buy an opaque product based on faith in the Costco brand. The scam is this intentional, weaponized confusion. Kirkland Signature Batteries. Now for a product that seems like a no-brainer, but hides a corrosive secret: Kirkland Signature Batteries. It's one of the worst-kept secrets in retail that Duracell makes Kirkland batteries. Even Costco's own CEO confirmed it. This fact acts as a powerful signal of quality, making you feel like you're getting a premium, name-brand product for a generic price. But made by does not mean identical to, and the overwhelming evidence from thousands of customers tells a very different story. For years, there has been a massive and consistent volume of complaints about one specific, destructive problem: Kirkland batteries leak. They leak at a rate that seems far higher than their Duracell cousins, oozing corrosive potassium hydroxide that can permanently ruin your expensive electronics. People have shared countless stories of TV remotes, Bose headphones, camera flashes, and children's toys being destroyed by this so-called bargain. The problem is so widespread that many loyal Costco members have sworn off buying them completely, deciding that the risk of catastrophic damage far outweighs the few dollars saved on a bulk pack. This is where the scam becomes truly insidious. The initial purchase is a simple transaction to save a few bucks on a household staple, but this value product introduces a hidden and significant liability into your home. Tire Center. You can get top-tier tires from brands like Michelin and Bridgestone at a very competitive price. And that price includes a whole package of services: installation, balancing, nitrogen inflation, lifetime rotation, lifetime flat repairs, and an impressive 5-year road hazard warranty. It's marketed as the ultimate one-stop shop for your car's needs. But the trap is twofold, built on what they don't give you and what they do take from you. First, the service is fundamentally incomplete. The package critically does not include a wheel alignment. Any reputable mechanic will tell you that getting an alignment is essential after installing new tires. It ensures they wear evenly and, more importantly, it's often required to keep the manufacturer's mileage warranty valid. So, after buying your all-in-one package at Costco, you now have to make a second appointment at a different auto shop and pay for this crucial service to be completed. The second, and perhaps more costly, part of the trap is the assault on your time. Customer forums are overflowing with horror stories of excruciatingly long wait times. It's not uncommon to wait 2, 3, or even 4 hours for your tires to be installed, even when you have a scheduled appointment. This immense, non-monetary cost is not on your receipt, but it is very real. It also devalues the free lifetime services they promise. Are you really going to book another half-day off work just to get a free tire rotation? The scam is the complete misrepresentation of the service. It's sold as a convenient, all-inclusive package, but it is neither. Furniture facade. You walk through the furniture section and see a beautiful sectional sofa with a familiar, trusted name on the tag, Thomasville. 4 generations, that name was synonymous with high-quality, durable, American-made furniture. It's a brand that inspires confidence, making you feel like you're getting a fantastic deal on a piece that will last for decades. Unfortunately, you are often buying the name, not the quality it once represented. Countless customer reviews tell a story of steep decline. They describe cheap foam cushions that compress and become uncomfortable within a year, seams that split and fray, and overall construction that simply doesn't hold up to the rigors of daily family life. This is part of a wider industry trend known as fast furniture, where legacy brand names are licensed out and slapped onto mass-produced items that bear no resemblance to the quality that built the brand's reputation. Costco is leveraging your nostalgia. They are using the trust and brand equity that Thomasville built over decades to sell you a product of fundamentally different quality. You think you're getting a deal on a premium, buy-it-for-life piece of furniture, but what you're actually getting is a sofa with a lifespan more in line with a budget brand, destined to show premature wear and tear. The scam is the exploitation of that brand equity. Kirkland Signature Bath Tissue. For years, this was a trust product. You bought the giant 30-roll pack without a second thought, confident in its consistent quality and unbeatable value. It was a cornerstone of the entire Kirkland brand promise. But in recent years, especially since the supply chain disruptions of the pandemic, the quality has taken a shocking nosedive. Customer complaints have exploded, and they all tell the same story. The paper now shreds and falls apart during use. It refuses to tear cleanly along the perforations, leaving you with a ragged mess. And worst of all, it creates an incredible amount of lint and dust, coating bathrooms in a fine white powder. Some users have even reported that the new formulation doesn't dissolve properly, leading to serious plumbing and septic system clogs, a terrifying prospect for a product still marketed as septic safe. The quality has become so unreliable that lifelong Kirkland loyalists are now switching, either to the more expensive Charmin brand that Costco conveniently sells right next to it, or even to competitor brands like Sam's Club's Members Mark. This decline feels like a betrayal of trust. It appears Costco has allowed the quality of its flagship household product to degrade significantly, while the price has remained the same or even increased. Produce section. A recent study showed that lemons at Costco are over 40% cheaper than at competing supermarkets. But this is the produce paradox. The deal is only a deal if you can actually eat it all. The items come in gargantuan quantities that are simply impractical for most households. We're talking about 10-pound bags of potatoes, 3-pound clamshells of spinach, and 2-pound containers of delicate berries. These items have incredibly short shelf lives. That massive container of spinach will likely start to wilt and turn slimy in just 3 to 7 days, while those beautiful raspberries and strawberries might only last a day or two in your fridge before mold appears. For an individual, a couple, or even a small family, consuming these quantities before they spoil is a race against time that you are destined to lose. This leads directly to food waste, a massive problem where households end up throwing away a significant portion of what they buy. The real trick here is a clever shifting of financial risk. A traditional grocery store manages a large inventory of produce and absorbs the cost of spoilage as a part of doing business. They sell you a manageable bunch of spinach or a small pint of berries. Costco's model flips this dynamic entirely. By forcing you to buy in bulk, they ensure their products fly off the shelves, dramatically minimizing their own in-store spoilage. They have effectively transferred the financial burden of food waste from their warehouse to your refrigerator. When you throw away half a container of moldy strawberries, you are personally paying for the spoilage that the grocery store would have otherwise absorbed. The scam is this brilliant transfer of risk. The all-in-one cookware set. A huge box containing a dozen gleaming pots and pans from a brand like Hexclad or Henkel's for one single price. It feels like you're instantly outfitting your entire kitchen like a professional chef. But the truth is, this is a classic case of quantity over quality and practicality. Most home cooks, even avid ones, only use a few key pieces of cookware on a regular basis. A trusty 12-inch skillet, a medium-sized saucepan, and maybe a stock pot for pasta or soup. What about the other 9 pieces in that giant set? The 3 different sized saucepans, the tiny egg pan, the oversized griddle? For most people, they become cabinet clutter, taking up precious storage space and rarely, if ever, seeing the light of day. This is a false economy. You would be far better off investing the same amount of money into 2 or 3 truly high-quality, individual pans that you will use every single day, rather than a dozen mediocre ones that mostly collect dust. Even the premium sets sold at Costco aren't immune to problems. Customer reviews for the expensive Hexclad sets, for example, frequently mention issues with the hybrid non-stick coating peeling or chipping after a short time, which is incredibly frustrating for such a pricey investment. The scam here plays on our psychological desire for completeness. A big, matching set feels like a smart, one-and-done purchase. But it tricks us into prioritizing the idea of a fully stocked kitchen over the practical reality of how we actually cook. You end up paying for pieces you will never use, and the money spent on that useless 1.5-quart saucepan could have been put toward a truly exceptional skillet that would bring you joy every time you use it. Which of these Costco scams have you fallen for? Share your story in the comments below. And if you find this video helpful, then do hit that big subscribe button, and click on the video popping right now on your screen.